could we actually get lucky enough to get a guy like number one, Tavon Austin, through those doors ever again? We might get close. We'll talk about it.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. This is Locked On West Virginia, baby. Well, we're talking about the Mountaineers on the football side again today. But, man, at least this time we're going to have somebody who knows what they're talking about. You're not just going to have me spewing my information all over the screen at you. I'm just kidding. No, but in all honesty, we're going to get somebody that has a lot of credibility, somebody that's done this at the highest levels, and then somebody that knows what it looks like. And I mean by when I say knows what it looks like, I mean knows what it looks like. He's got a book. His wife's a singer at the highest of levels. He's a guy that wins in almost every aspect of life. And he's somebody I, honest to God, have a ton of respect for on, off camera, anywhere you want to name it. And he's a great orator to even beat all that. Eugene Napoleon.
My dude.
What's up, brother?
I'm blessed, man. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I appreciate it. How are you?
Doing good, man. We were talking a bit off camera, and you got a book. I want to start there, man. What's up with the book?
Yeah, man. Listen, Blessed. Reflections 2.0. It's a motivational quotes book that has about 100 of my personal quotes in it. It's 10 chapters. It's 10 quotes per chapter. And a lot of the schools that are purchasing my book, and I really do appreciate them as well, they use it for short narrative writing, critical thinking, topic in class discussions. So it's been awesome, man. And thank you so much for allowing me to speak on it.
Yeah, make sure you go to Barnes & Noble to check that out, guys. Anywhere else they can get it?
Yeah, it's on Barnes & Noble. It's also on Amazon.
Amazon.
So they can.
Okay.
So it's on Amazon. They can go either way, and it is a Barnes & Noble's top 100 bestseller, man. So
awesome! Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, and for being an everyday listener to Locked On Podcast Network, where we talk about your team, the Mountaineers, every single day. And today, this one's going to be brought to you by Monarch Money, guys. And when it comes to Monarch Money, take control of your finances today with Monarch Money and use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your very first year. All right, so Eugene, man, I don't want to say I was first, but I was really early in on the Cyncir Bauer stuff. I had him on the show. Within a week of him signing to West Virginia, I was all over that tape, right? And I was like, I watch tape. I'm a hobbyist. I'm not as somebody like you that knows, 100% certainty. But I like to think I have a decent eye, I mean, you do it long enough as a hobbyist, you pick up on things. And I was shocked at what I saw, and I began to promote this kid. And whenever you came on and said what you said, it validified everything that I've felt, because you're somebody that's been there, you've done it, you played the game at the highest level, you know what it looks like. And so I began to think, when I watched him on the football field a little bit, he's kind of got a Tavon Austin-esque skill set. He can punt return. He can kick return. You can give him the toss sweep. You can put him in the backfield if you really wanted to. You can split him out at slot. Like, he does everything, and he runs a 4.35 40. I mean, what can this kid be at the ceiling?
You can't. First off, you can't teach 4.3. Let's be clear.
You would know about that. By the way,
that's what it was. I was a 4.3 guy. You can't teach that. So the one thing about Cyncir Bowers was a few things, but when you're blessed with both that top end speed and quickness, that's hard. That's hard to beat. That's hard to match. And because you can use him in so many multiple sets on the offensive side of the ball, he is a problem for a defensive coordinator. I don't care who we're playing against. Cyncir Bowers will be a problem. Dude is serious, man. And the comparison to Tavon Austin, first off, let's be clear. There's only one number one.
Yeah,
There's
right.
only one number one.
No, you're right.
Man, listen, that guy, Tavon was a beast. He was a problem to deal with. But we're talking about skill set. Right? We're talking about a skill set. Yes, Cyncir Bowers definitely has a unique skill set.
Yes.
He's a 4.3 kid after contact. And that's
Right.
hard to do. That means that top end speed, once he's hit, he can flat out get there. He's going to hit his head on the goalpost many times in a WVU uniform, and I'm here for all of it.
As am I. So when you look at the offense, can you see the screen, what we're watching?
Absolutely.
When you look at the offense that he is in here at this place, is this similar to what a Rich Rodriguez is going to run? Obviously not at the pace, but as far as the blocking scheme, the kind of runs he's going to be doing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. First off, let me be clear. Watch this. Now, do vision, right? Great vision. The creases that he's running through in this particular offense will be similar creases running in Rich Rod's offense. And my point is this. Now watch. Just watch. See how quick he gets to the second and third level?
Yeah.
You see how quick he gets? That's the type of space and quickness he's going to get in a much different, a high tempo pace in Rich's offense. I can assure you, if you give this kid a crease like that, the runs you see right here will be the same runs you'll see in the West Virginia uniform. I guarantee it.
I love this kickoff return because you see some of that vision on display. If you can see back here, the cut, it's one
Absolutely.
cut up the field and everybody out overruns him,
That's it. Now,
is that essentially what vision is it's causing people to overrun, causing people to overrun or over pursue?
You know what's funny? The vision, not only the great vision, but here's the thing, the patience.
Look at this move he puts on the backer here too when you get sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Caught him reaching.
Come on, man. Listen, you can't teach that. That's my point.
No.
To your point, when we talk about Tavon Austin, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The ability to get to the second and third level rather quickly and then outrun everybody on the field.
If he's I know you didn't actually get to play in Rich Rod's offense. You were right before it, but I'm sure you've been around it a lot. You were probably there around it. I'm sure the first time around, you probably have at least a layman's grasp on the offense, if not
Absolutely.
more. How hard is this offense that Rich Rod runs to pick up a running back?
No, it's not. It's not hard at all. First off, let me be clear with football IQ in general. Once you get to this level of collegiate sports, you pretty much know what you're doing. And here's the key to Rich's offense. It's the repetition. It's the reps. It's the reps. It's the reps. Once you get to that point, I'm pretty sure all of the backs in that room, they should be to a certain level at this particular point with football IQ and the understanding of Rich's offense, which will allow them to play fast. That's the key. It will allow them to play fast. Now, you got a guy like Cyncir Bowers who already is fast.
Yeah.
My point is, you're in that offense and you have that type of, speed. It's tailor-made for what this young man can do skill-wise. And that's why I'm really excited for him. God willing, those backs in this offense, barring injury, dude, there's a potential to have a 2,000-yard rusher in this particular offense.
He's come close a number of times. I maybe even gotten there. I haven't looked at every back, but for those in the chat that are saying, yes, you guys did ask for Eugene. That's why I brought him on. So we acted quickly on this one. He was able to jump on pretty much probably within like 3 or 4 days of me asking him to come on. So what it was is we reacted to your video of, I think it was last week. You said some things about Cyncir, and I reacted to it on the show, played a little clip of what you said, and was like, see, I knew what I was talking about pretty much, So everybody was like, man, we just love how he talks. We'd love to see him come on. So that's where that came from.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we're excited about him. And can you imagine him and Jaheim White in the same backfield at the same time? I mean, because it's definitely possible.
That may be the best dual backfield in college football. And it's not hyperbole. It is what it is. Both these young people are very skilled at what they do. And I'm saying it again, because they're in this particular offense, sky could be the limit, honestly.
And then you look at this too, Eugene. I keep this picture to show every now and then. Jaheim White looks like this now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Come
You,
on, man.
you
He's
know what I'm
ready.
saying? Like this kid's really put into work. Look at
He's ready.
that body. Like this kid has really put the muscle on.
He's ready. You know what it is? Let me share this with you. And people don't really understand what success is all about, right? So obviously, success is about the completion of a task. That's first and
Right.
foremost, right? But here's the other thing: the work comes first. If you're going to be successful in anything, in any occupation, the work has to come first. So we see the work that Jaheim put in. You can see the work.
You can see it.
Oh, he's
And this is after
he's
knee
ready.
surgery.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and like we just talked about this a minute ago, Eugene, Jaheim White ran 4.48. What,
Yeah.
less than 5 months, 6 months after knee surgery? So you want to talk about somebody that recovered quick.
Yep.
The only thing I want to ask you about, and then we have to go to break really quick, is so in Neil Brown's offense, the one criticism I had of Jaheim was he was tapping on that helmet kind of often.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed like he wasn't able to do the workhorse thing. And maybe that's because he's 5'7". Maybe he wasn't quite, and he's put on muscle now. Do you think that's going to enable him to be more of a workhorse type back? Or do you think that Rich Rod's going to employ multiple backs anyway? So he's not going to have, because inevitably you're going to have to be on a drive where you don't want them to sub. You don't want to sub. You want to keep going fast. You're going to have to run the ball 6 or 7 times on a drive potentially.
To that point, and because of the type of offense that Rich runs, that speaks probably more so to Jaheim's skill set than Brown's offense. You're not there. There is no delayed counter traps and all that. This stuff
Right.
is quick downhill right now, and you get on a roll with a back like Jaheim White or Cyncir
Adrenaline take over.
Listen, it's a wrap, because here's the thing: he may have a chance to break the first 2 or 3 carries, the first 2 or 3 touches, where you're off to the races after the first 1 or 2 carries. So think about it this way: you get into that, because of the style of the offense, you get in that second and third level on your first 1 or 2 carries, you're in the end zone already. So yeah. Here's where you get in your breather after you just broke a 60-yarder, 70-yarder, 80-yarder. So he as well. He's a downhill, one cut and go. Fits that.
And you know what they say, it's not going to be as hard as practice has been. They make a point of making it that way, right?
Absolutely. You have to. You have to. because of the tempo, you have to get used to running 6, 7, 8, 9 times, like bang, bang, because of it, you need that tempo, exactly to your point, what you said a few seconds ago. So the defense doesn't have the opportunity to sub, but this is Rich's tempo. It's always been his tempo. You have to have the backs, the offensive line, the QB that understands that tempo. And that's why the repetition is so important.
We go to break, guys, and we got a pretty cool topic and an important topic coming up next with Eugene Napoleon. West Virginia has 4 players going to court today. Could be judged on any time. I'm waiting word from our sports lawyer guy that we've had on, the Sam Ehrlich. He's going to let me know whenever they make a ruling. He's got like this app that tells him in real time when judges put orders in. So he knows like really quick. It's so we're going to find out today, but we're going to ask Eugene about this entire situation and the importance of it right on the other side of the break here on Locked On West Virginia. Stick around. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is going to be brought to you by none other than Drip Drop, guys. And we talk about Drip Drop for multiple reasons, but none bigger than Drip Drop itself. If you're trying to stay on top of your routine, whether that's workouts, long delays, or campus stays, staying focused through back-to-back classes, hydration is where that's going to start, and that's where Drip Drop comes in. Drip Drop is doctor-developed, scientifically proven for fast hydration, and it uses the perfect balance of sodium, electrolytes, and glucose to help your body absorb fluids quickly. It delivers 3 times the electrolytes, half the sugar of the leading sports drink. Right now, Drip Drop is offering Locked On listeners 20% off your first order. So just head over to Drip Drop and use promo code Locked On College. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia also going to be brought to you by Prize Picks, guys. We talk about Prize Picks because if you want to win a prize, you got to pick. No, duh, right? This daily fantasy platform lets you turn to your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason's already heating up and college football is not too far behind. So whether you've got your eye on big name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, Cyncir Bowers, Prize Picks makes it easy to get in on the game. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONCollege to get $50 off for lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONCollege to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. That's Prize Picks, where you can run your game, baby. It's segment 2. I'm going to crack a do, Eugene. Segment 2, we crack a do, man. I know it's very West Virginia of me, somebody told me. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm drinking drip drop.
Oh, okay, I feel you.
Yeah, I'm not quite where your wife is, though. Oh, man, dude, you put me onto some songs by her, dude, that are just for casual, easy listening. You know, like for me, like I love that style of music, which is kind of got like an R&B, sometimes a little churchy vibe to it. I love that kind of stuff. Especially if I'm trying to sleep or something, just for me, or in the morning if you're getting ready, brushing your teeth, whatever. Like I love, you know, because I grew up with, just a quick story about me. My godbrothers from Orange, New Jersey, Cabarrus was their last name, and
wow, yeah.
They used to say water, not water, and then they would say, "Man, cut that light on or cut that light off," instead of turn it on, turn it off. But
Right.
you know, I lived out Leatherwood Road in Calvin. Their dad would always say, "You live out there, Leatherneck Road is what he would call it." But obviously, I would go there and be around them a lot, and I just had such a great time hanging around them during the early years, man, of my life. And one of them played for Marshall University, running back. But those were good times. I forgot what point I was going to make.
Nice.
Oh yeah, whenever we get up for church on Sundays, they would always have the R&B music playing. You know, with like the kielbasa sausages. I could smell it. You know, the eggs. Like it would be like everybody would get kielbasa and eggs and sausage and get up and eat that while everybody's in their church stuff, and just great memories. That's what your wife's music made me remember. Isn't that crazy?
Dude, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So big day today. We don't know what's going to come of it yet. It could just be preliminary stuff for all we know, Eugene. But from what we understand today, there could be a ruling on 4 major players for West Virginia, and Jeff Weimer, Tai Edwards. I mean, gosh, it's going to be big. I mean, no doubt Justin Harrington, and then of course Jamoy Robinson. What's your sense on, you know, how the team would be with and without these players? Because obviously Jeff Weimer, you know, I think he fits into the wide receiver room as a potential starter. I think he's that good. He had 75 balls for 1,000 yards last year, if you look at the numbers, although at a lower level. Jamoy Robinson was the defensive player of the year in his conference. You know, I mean, you can't replace that 10.5 sacks. You can't replace that. Justin Robinson was a starter for Oklahoma in 2023, but he's had some injury history, but he's 6'3", 210 pounds, and he plays nickel. So he's like perfect for what they do. And then obviously you got Tai Edwards, who we got some video of. We're going to watch him in a minute too, because he is that 6'2", 240-pound guy that can get to 21 miles an hour on the gun as well, Eugene.
So here's the thing, and it's funny. Each one of those individuals, right? They're good players, dude. They're really good players. And in Rich's system, these young men can be plug and play players. So you're talking about the impact, an immediate impact. If, God willing, all 4 of them are clear to play, that just takes your roster to another level.
Yeah.
And that's what you, and again, for Rich Rod's, you know, second act here in Morgantown, this is what you need. You need impact players in this style of offense, in this style of defense. You need plug and play guys. This is important. And I'm hoping that all 4 of them will get an opportunity, you know, and yeah, I'm with you on hoping that these young men get an opportunity to play, because here's the difference. And again, not hyperbole, but here's the difference between 3 to 4 extra wins.
Yeah, I agree.
With these type of players, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at Fred Perry; he's probably going to start at nickel. Obviously, I mean, why wouldn't he? But I mean, you know a lot about Fred Perry because your son was part of coaching him.
Yes,
but
beast.
Justin Harrington, I mean, you got to have depth there, right? Brett Perry can't play every snap. So,
Right.
and then I mean, outside of that, you got Will Davis, who comes up from Virginia Union, who
Yeah.
had 12 interceptions and 3 returns per touchdown, which is
Ball
an
skills.
insane stat line. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe when I watched it. I was like, "There's no way this dude has 12 picks and 3 returns per touchdown in his career," and he sure
Ball
does.
skills. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Ball
comes up from
skills. Yeah.
Virginia Union, which is an HBCU, and people do question. I don't know. Maybe you know more than I do, Eugene. Does HBCU, do they have the same as FCS? Is it the same talent level, or is it above, below?
Well, let me just say this, because I know I get that asked this question all the time. Football is football, right?
Right.
Tackling, right? Tackling, catching, running, blocking. Look, it's football IQ. It's skill. No matter where you play, you have to have a skill set to get on the field. So HBCU is really good football. Let me be clear. It's
Right.
really
Well,
good.
look at Jackson State, right?
Oh, okay. It's very good football. So when you take a young person that has that skill and you pluck him from an HBCU or FCS program and you put him in with other players that are similar to him, he's still going to be able to do what he needs to do because he has a skill set. That's the key. You're not talking about a player that's put into a system and he's a systematic player. You're talking about a player that has a certain skill set that skill set can transition to the FBS level. So that's
Gotcha.
what you're talking about. Yeah, no, he has a skill set. It's different.
Right. Yeah, it's not like, I guess, at quarterback where you've got to project all these different things that he can do. It's a guy that's going to be playing nickel. Does he cover well? Can he tackle well? Can he do one of these two things? Can we play him in this package?
There
Right?
you
That kind
go.
of thing. Okay.
That's the key. You know, does he have good? Now it's funny. Eye and hand, like eye and hand ratio. Like when you're looking at, can he transition quickly? Could he flip his hips? You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, is he a kid that has really disciplined eyes to the quarterback versus the receiver? Can he split both? Can he look at the quarterback here, but he's also looking at the receiver here? Does he know how to, does he understand the route tree? These are things that you're looking for, no matter what level that you're taking a kid from. If he can do those things, he can also play at this level.
Makes a lot of sense, man. So what we're going to do here is, let me add this to, so what we're going to do, Eugene, is I think what we'll do is we'll go to break really quick. I'll do this quick read, and then we'll look at some stuff from what I think could be a huge get back here in Tai Edwards. We'll be right back, guys. This is Locked On West Virginia. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is going to be brought to you by Open Phone, guys. If you're running a business, every missed call is money left on the table. That's about the last time you need to service, except with Open Phone. If this person didn't answer, did you wait? Probably not. You moved on. That's why you need an open phone, so you never miss an opportunity to connect with your customers. Open Phone is the #1 business phone system designed to streamline and scale up, mind you, your customer communications. Do you juggle 2 phones just to keep business and personal calls separate? Well, Open Phone solves that instantly. And the AI agent handles after hours calls, answers common questions, and captures leads so I can never miss the customer again. See why over 60,000 businesses trust Open Phone. They're offering Locked On listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/lockedoncollege. That's OPEN FHONE.com/lockedoncollege. That'll even port over your existing numbers for free. That's an Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. And we are back here with the one, the only Eugene Napoleon, who has the books at Barnes & Noble, also at Amazon, where it's a bunch of inspirational quotes. You guys have to go check that out, man. Used by colleges, campuses, different things like that. You said, Eugene?
Yes, high school, middle school, elementary school, yeah, all levels.
Okay, so we're going to share the screen back here. Let's pull up Tai Edwards stuff and have a look at see what he does, because this kid here is legitimate 6'2", 240, and they clock him at 21 miles an hour on some of these runs.
Jesus.
And I love he's got a little wiggle to him as well. I mean, you look at him getting into the hole here, Eugene. He's another one, and he had a monster season last year at Northern Iowa. This is a kid that can really go.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't he remind you of C.J. Donaldson a bit? Like, that's the kind of vibe I got from him.
Yeah, man. Listen. Whew.
Back in. He gets to carry left side, wide open lane, using his speed, the stiff arm at the 30, and he is gone.
21 miles an hour at 6'2", 240 is pretty impressive. And then you look out of the backfield, he's catching balls. I mean, this is another guy, Eugene, that I look at and say, holy mackerel, you get this kid in Rich Rod's system. And here's the thing, another thing, Eugene. This is another one of those guys like Robinson that probably doesn't make it to West Virginia due to the high demand for him if it's not for this eligibility case.
No, you're right. No, you're 100% right. Listen, first off, let me be clear. A back like this kid right here is what Big Ten schools typically look for.
Right.
They look for size, speed, the ability to be effective in the passing game. You know, he's a thumper dude with some speed. Yeah,
I like that move he just pulled off. Oops, I went to the wrong thing.
He's going to wear you down.
This little move he puts on the backer here is super impressive, right? Boom, get him in, get him in there. He's got some speed to burn, though.
I love it. I love big backs as well that can run, and a big back like this young man here that runs with tailback abilities, because you can play him. You can literally play him at the fullback position if need be.
Right.
He can be a downhill I back in a particular system, or he can be a dominating fullback. Yeah, this kid. And plus, people don't understand. Northern Iowa, that's a good league. That's a good conference.
Oh yeah, look right here. They're playing against North Dakota State right there.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. So he's not doing this, against St. Joe's Home of the Blind.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He really fits what Rich Rod does well, doesn't he? Absolutely. And look here, you can send him out on the screen, and he's got. And one thing I noticed about him, it's one thing to have long speed. A lot of guys have long speed. But how quick do you get there, Eugene? Like we were talking about those splits earlier. In football, can't you make an argument that acceleration is just as important as top end speed?
Has to be. Absolutely. And that's what I mean. And it looks like he has the ability. He gets in and out of the hole. And once again, in Rich's offense, oh my God, that's what you have to have. You have to have backs that get in and out of the hole with that type of acceleration that's going to get you, to the second and third levels rather quickly. He has that ability as well. So, man, listen, you're going to probably hear me scream from New Jersey if all of these backs are in Rich's system. I am telling you right now, this is some exciting. I haven't been this excited in a few years about what we have, just because of Rich's system and what I know these backs can do in the system.
I'm right here with you. Like, because I'll just be honest, I can't name, outside of Jaheim White, and he's been growing these last couple of years. CJ burst on the scene as a freshman, and that was exciting. But then he just never kind of lived up, unfortunately, which kind of, is a multitude of reasons. I'm not here to bash anybody. But I haven't been this exciting for a running back room since Rich Rod was here. I mean, I'm serious. I look back and I'm like, Dana didn't really employ elite running backs. Yes, he had a couple. Yes, he had a Justin Crawford. You go back and look at what's the guy that had the really cool name. Anyways, he had a couple guys, but like he didn't have dudes like this guy here. If he were to return, he would be the second highest rated running back, Pro Football Focus graded running back in the Big 12, behind Bryson Washington at Baylor, who could make an argument as being the best running back in college football that nobody talks about. So, I mean, he's on a list with Tai Edwards, LJ Martin at BYU is another one that's really good. So, Tai Edwards is a guy for me, because at 6'2", 240 pounds, mind you, is just so impressive. And I'm excited about it. But, he's got to get eligible. That's the thing. And he did play in the spring, by the way. Here he is in a West Virginia uniform. Look at the size. Look at the stature, right? I mean, this is a game-changing running back for West Virginia potentially. And, I think one thing that we can be grateful for all these guys, except for Weimer for whatever reason. I don't know why Weimer didn't practice during the spring, but Harrington, Edwards, and Jamoy Robinson were all able to practice during the spring. So at least they're not starting from ground zero in Eugene.
Exactly. And that means a lot. Again, that means a lot. Once again, at this level, you're talking about repetition, and understanding the playbook, getting the calls, being able to play up to the speed, the level that WVU is at. When you have that already and you kind of have an understanding of it, again, the tempo that you're going to be asked to play in, those things are invaluable. You need that. You need these practices. So, and that's a blessing. That's a blessing for all these young men. Boy, I'll say it again. I hope and pray if these gentlemen are eligible, listen.
Look out, sweetheart.
On your show, Big 12, watch out. Watch out.
I totally agree.
Watch out.
So we got a couple people I want to shout out here that's been really nice. We got one of my moderators, Raven. Love to see Eugene Napoleon. She said, I'm here. Love to see Napoleon on. She said, ecstatic over this. And hello, Eugene.
Thank you so
that's
much.
from Raven. We've got John Kristovich with Eugene Rules, man. Eugene Rules.
Appreciate
we got Eric, who we got so many more I could get to, but Eric said, see, I told you last night, and now here he is. So last night, Eric was saying, man, you need to get Eugene on. You need to get Eugene on. He didn't know I'd already reached out to you.
Right.
So, yeah. So they were clamoring for you, man, and I appreciate you for coming on.
Absolutely.
This is an interesting situation, and, if they do get eligible, maybe we'll have you back on to get your reaction to that or something in the future here. But before I let you go, Eugene, definitely want to let everybody know, where can they find you? What are you up to? I know you and Skylar have a thing that you do, as well as your book, over on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Your wife's a singer. Like, you got a lot going on.
There's a lot. Listen, I wear many, many hats. So I'm still teaching. I'm a special education teacher. So school starts back September 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going into my 28th year as an educator, which, I thank God for that. I'm all over the place, man. But, as you know, Wednesday's Napoleon's Corner. It's on YouTube.
Yes.
At 7 p.m., so that
make sure you go subscribe to Napoleon's Corner, guys.
Please do. Please do. Yeah. So there's a lot of things, man. But, again, I don't want to take away from your platform and what you do. I watch what you do, and it's always an honor, blessing, and pleasure to be on your platform, my dude. So anytime, I'm going to always carve out time for you.
I appreciate that a lot, man. It means a ton.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, I like to tell people, I know I'm a little dramatic. Sometimes I live on the edge with things, but I love West Virginia. I love the state of West Virginia. I love the people of West Virginia. And I always try to give everybody their due respect. When other people agree with how I frame things, I know, and the people that watch the show know I'm good people. So I appreciate that a lot, man.
No, absolutely. Let me just say this before I get out of here. Look, this is the one of the biggest reasons why West Virginia, as you just stated, I love the state. I love Morgantown. I love Alpine University. I absolutely adore and love the fans. People don't really understand why there's such a love affair in my household that's connected to the state of West Virginia. Everybody knows I transferred in there from Pittsburgh many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
And selecting WVU.
I heard you tell that story.
Yes, was probably one of the biggest and greatest decisions of my young life. And all these many years later, to still be part of that great university and our program and what we mean to everybody, it means more than you know. So this is the reason why anytime I can get on any platform and talk about WVU, our university, the great state, the fans, count me in.
I appreciate that a lot, man. Russell, no update on Jamoy Robinson yet. Well, I'm awaiting that news today. My friend Sam Ehrlich is going to be watching and paying attention. I actually got a message from him since we've been on here. I would imagine that should be there should be an update within the next couple of hours on the situation. And it may be nothing. That's the thing. It may be nothing. I don't, a lot of times with the first court hearing, a lot of times it's a lot of preliminaries. So it could be, hopefully we're hoping for, at the very least, a temporary injunction so that they can practice for now, right? But we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Definitely will update you guys the moment something happens one way or the other. Eugene, thanks for coming on, man, and blessed to see you again, as always, and we'll talk again another time.
You got it, my guy. Take care.
Thanks, man. Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, guys, and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we talk about your team, the Mountaineers, every single day. Before you get out of here, make sure you check out Locked On Portal as well. My buddy over Brian Smith over there crushing it, #1 in audio listens last month, so he's doing big numbers over there, like big numbers, like 100K numbers or something crazy last month. So he's doing big time stuff. Keep checking him out. And we'll see you guys here later on today with another update. Until then, we're out of here.